Welcome to today's workshop. We are running Atomic Habits by James Clear through AI. This book has sold over 15 million copies and changed how the world thinks about behavior change. Today, you are going to take 5 of Clear's most powerful ideas and actually apply them to your life using AI. 5 ideas, 5 AI workflows, 1 action plan you can use starting today. On the right side of the screen, you can see what's inside. The 4 laws of behavior change: identity-based habits, the aggregation of marginal gains, habit stacking and environment design, and the plateau of latent potential. By the end of this workshop, you will have a personalized Atomic Habits action plan, 1 page you can present to your team and use as your North Star for building systems that drive results. Let's get into it. Here's how this workshop works. It is designed to run with any AI assistant, ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. For each idea, you follow 3 steps. Learn the concept. This takes about 15 minutes. Copy the learn prompt into your AI tool. Explore the framework. Ask questions until you understand it. Apply it to your situation. This takes about 25 minutes. The AI becomes your coach and walks you through a guided exercise. At the end, it produces a short artifact you will use later. Reflect on what you discovered. 5 minutes, the AI challenges your thinking and sharpens your takeaway. You can run this solo or facilitate it as a group workshop. The total time investment is about 2 to 3 hours, and at the end, you combine all 5 artifacts into your personalized Atomic Habits action plan. Let's start with idea 1. Idea 1, the 4 laws of behavior change. This is the core framework of the entire book. Clear distills all habit formation into 4 simple laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Each law maps to a stage of the habit loop: cue, craving, response, reward. To break a bad habit, you invert each law, make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. This gives you a practical toolkit for engineering any behavior change. As Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. On the right side, you can see the 3 tabs: learn, apply, reflect. Let me walk you through each one. The Learn tab teaches you the framework before you apply it. It covers the habit loop in detail, all 4 stages: cue, craving, response, reward. Then it walks you through each of the 4 laws with specific techniques from the book: implementation intentions, temptation bundling, the 2-minute rule, and habit tracking. It also covers the inversion, how to break bad habits by flipping each law. And finally, the difference between goal-oriented and systems-oriented thinking. Copy this prompt into your AI tool, have a real conversation with it, ask questions, go deep. When you understand the concepts, come back and move to the Apply tab. The Apply tab is where you build your actual output. The AI takes the role of a behavioral systems coach and guides you through 5 steps. First, you create a habit scorecard. You list every habit in your daily routine and honestly assess each one. Then, you design an implementation intention using Law 1. Make it obvious. You write a specific habit stack. Law 2. Make it attractive. You design a temptation bundle. Law 3. Make it easy. You apply the 2-minute rule. And Law 4. Make it satisfying. You build a tracking system. At the end, the AI captures your output as a titled artifact called 4 Laws Habit System. This is the first piece of your final action plan. The Reflect tab challenges your thinking. It asks 3 tough questions. First, an honesty check. Did you choose a habit that actually matters or one that feels safe? What does your choice reveal about what you are avoiding? Second, the real obstacle. Clear says the problem is not that you do not want the result. The problem is that you do not want to do the work. What is the real reason you have not built this habit already? 3rd, tomorrow morning. What is the single most important thing you should do tomorrow to start this system? Not next week, tomorrow. Be honest with yourself. That is where the growth happens. When you are done, move to idea 2. Idea 2, identity-based habits. Most people try to change their habits by focusing on outcomes, what they want to achieve. Clear argues you should start with identity, who you wish to become. Every action is a vote for the type of person you want to be. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, start with, I am a runner. Instead of, I want to read a book, start with, I am a reader. Behavior change that contradicts your self-image will not last. This is one of the most powerful shifts in the entire book. The Learn tab dives deep into identity change. It covers the 3 layers of behavior change: outcomes, processes, and identity, and why most people start from the wrong layer. The voting metaphor: how every action casts a vote for who you are becoming. You do not need a unanimous vote, just a majority. The 2-step process: decide who you want to be, then prove it with small wins. An identity conflict: why habits that contradict your self-image always fail eventually. Copy the prompt, explore the concept, come back when you are ready to apply it. The Apply tab guides you through an identity transformation. The AI becomes your identity transformation coach and takes you through 5 steps. First, your current identity. What do your actual daily habits say about who you are right now? Not who you want to be, who your behavior says you actually are. Second, your target identity, not a goal, but an identity statement. Third, identity votes. 5 specific daily behaviors that cast votes for your new identity. Fourth, identity conflicts. What beliefs about yourself are actively working against your goals? And fifth, an identity evidence tracker, a simple daily system for tracking your votes. The output is your identity transformation map. The Reflect tab pushes you further. Was your target identity genuinely who you want to become, or who you think you should want to become? Based on everything you shared, what is the one belief about yourself that is most holding you back, even if you did not name it directly? And of the 5 identity votes you designed, which single one would have the biggest compounding effect if you never missed it? Commit to that one. When you are done, move to idea 3. Idea 3, the aggregation of marginal gains. Clear opens the book with the story of British cycling and Dave Brailsford, who transformed a mediocre team into Olympic champions by improving everything by just 1%. Nutrition, tire weight, pillow quality, hand washing technique, hundreds of tiny improvements that compounded into dominance. Here is the math. If you get 1% better each day for 1 year, you will end up 37 times better. Get 1% worse each day, you decline to nearly 0. As Clear writes, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. The Learn tab covers the compound math in detail, the 1% rule, the difference between linear thinking and exponential thinking, and the valley of disappointment, the period where your effort has not yet produced visible results. Most people give up during this valley. They expect linear progress, but the real payoff comes much later when the compound effect kicks in. Copy the prompt, understand the math, then come back to apply it. The Apply tab helps you find your own 1% improvements. The AI guides you through mapping every touch point in a key process, then finding a 1% improvement for each one. You will calculate the compound effect over 30, 60, and 90 days, and you will build a marginal gains map, a ranked list of small improvements with the highest compound potential. This is where the big insight usually hits. The gains are not dramatic, they are boring, they are small, but they compound. The Reflect tab challenges whether you are pursuing dramatic breakthroughs instead of consistent 1% improvements. Are you in the valley of disappointment right now? What evidence do you have that the work is accumulating? And what process could you improve by 1%? That would compound the most over 90 days. Save your marginal gains map, move to idea 4. Idea 4, habit stacking and environment design. Clear argues that your environment is the invisible hand that shapes your behavior. Most people try to change their habits through willpower, but willpower is a losing strategy. The better approach: design your environment so the right behaviors are easy and the wrong behaviors are hard. Habit stacking is the technique of linking a new habit to an existing one. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write in my journal. After I sit down at my desk, I will write my most important task for the day. The point is, you do not need motivation if the cue is built into your environment. The Learn tab explores the relationship between environment and behavior, how your physical space shapes your habits more than your intentions do, why people who appear to have discipline actually just have well-designed environments, and how to build habit stacks, chains of behaviors where each one triggers the next. Copy the prompt and explore these concepts before applying them. The Apply tab guides you through redesigning your environment. The AI walks you through an audit of your current space. What does your environment tell you to do right now? Is it designed for the habits you want or the habits you have? Then you build habit stacks for your 3 most important habits. And you redesign one key environment, removing friction for good habits and adding friction for bad ones. The output is your environment design blueprint. The Reflect tab asks the hard question: are you fighting your environment with willpower instead of redesigning it? What is the biggest friction point standing between you and your most important habit? If you could redesign one room or workspace tonight, what change would have the most impact? Save your environment design blueprint. Move to the final idea. Idea 5, the plateau of latent potential. Clear describes a powerful metaphor. Imagine an ice cube sitting on a table in a cold room. The temperature rises slowly: 26 degrees, 27, 28, nothing happens, 29, 30, 31, still nothing. Then at 32 degrees, the ice begins to melt. The work was not wasted during those earlier degrees. It was being stored. All the action was happening beneath the surface. This is the plateau of latent potential, the period where your habits feel like they are not working, but the compound effect is building underneath. Most people quit here. Clear says, never miss twice. The Learn tab dives into why people quit too early, the difference between your expected results curve and your actual results curve, the valley of disappointment. And Clear's rule for maintaining habits through the plateau: never miss twice. The Goldilocks rule is also covered here. Habits need to be just challenging enough to keep you engaged. Too easy and you get bored. Too hard and you get frustrated. Copy the prompt. Understand the science of persistence. The Apply tab helps you build a survival plan for the plateau. The AI guides you through identifying where you are most likely to quit. What habits have you abandoned because you did not see results fast enough? You will design a response plan for missed days, a system for tracking leading indicators that show progress even when results are not visible yet, and a difficulty calibration to keep your habits in the Goldilocks zone. The output is your plateau survival plan, the final artifact before we bring everything together. The Reflect tab asks the toughest question of all. What habit have you abandoned because you did not see results fast enough? What if you had kept going? When was the last time you missed a habit twice in a row? What happened next? Is your current habit difficulty in the Goldilocks zone? Challenging enough to grow? Easy enough to sustain? Save your plateau survival plan. Use this timer when you are working through each idea. The presets are already set up for you. 15 minutes for the learn phase, 25 minutes for apply, and 5 minutes for reflect. Take your time with each idea. The goal is not to rush through, it is to do the work honestly. When you are ready, move to the discussion questions. These discussion questions tie everything together. If you are running this as a group workshop, use them for a team debrief. Go around the room and share your answers. The most valuable insights come from hearing how other people applied the same frameworks. At the bottom of this page, you will find the Connect Everything prompt. This is the final step. It takes all 5 of your artifacts of the 4 laws habit system, the identity transformation map, the marginal gains map, the environment design blueprint, and the Plateau survival plan, and combines them into a single atomic habits action plan. Copy that prompt, paste in all 5 artifacts, and let the AI bring everything together. That is Atomic Habits. This is one of 376 workshops at Rune It for Memi. You can customize any workshop with your role, your industry, and your company size. Then download a personalized version that includes all 15 prompts. With your context baked in, sign up free and run any of them yourself. The link is in the description. Great work today.